Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. It's an episode here on Custom Carbos, and in this episode we're going to be jumping back onto the interior. So if you guys haven't seen the last couple of episodes, the last episode we did on the interior, we actually flocked the dash and finished this door panel right here. And in this episode we're going to be finishing up the door panels, wiring up some more speakers, and remounting the seats like we're going to do right now. Alright guys, so we went ahead and we installed this seat. It was kind of off camera though because we ran out of SD card. We installed it. It's pretty simple. It doesn't slide like the other one, but that's kind of doesn't really matter because it doesn't need to slide unlike the other one. So anyways, now we're going to be jumping onto the door panels. Now, we cut out these big things in the last couple of episodes. We've been doing that. But now in this episode, we're going to go through and trim this out so we just don't see a giant hole getting in and out. And we also got to fix it so it's more solid because right now it's just kind of flimsy. And we also need to relocate this and fix that. So anyways, without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright guys, so we went ahead and we tack welded this thing on. It's just got 3 tacks in it right now. We also went ahead and took some cardboard and just cut out a template. This will go right here and it should just weld on. Well, after we cut it out of steel, of course. And it'll like notch right there and fit into the dash as well when the door's closed. So it's really simple. So let's go ahead and let's make it. Alright guys, so we got that all welded up and we're actually going to lay off of this for just a minute and we're going to jump over here to the speakers. Now we installed these a couple episodes back, but I didn't really like the way they were installed. They kind of stuck out a little bit and the 3D printed part that we used to adapt between the two started warping actually under like not that hot of conditions. It was wintertime. It did have some direct sunlight, but still it should be able to withstand more than that. So we're actually going to go ahead and jump into the wood shop and we're going to cut out something that adapts from the speaker right here to just some simple like 4-bolt or even 2-bolt mount just to hold this to this, and we might even stain it. I don't really know. We might stain it, paint it white or black or something like that. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's jump right in. Alright, so I came into the wood shop expecting to use some kind of wood or something like that, but I actually pulled off the top shelf and I found myself some acrylic. Now acrylic is really good for basically cutting and things like that, but it's not as good for like drilling holes into, at least I don't think so. But it should work perfect for my purposes, and that way it's a little bit like smoother and just better textured overall over wood, and it'll just match my car a little better. So basically we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take a hole saw, we're gonna drill into this, and if it doesn't work then we'll most likely move on. Basically I think it's gonna be like a 6-inch hole saw. Drill it there, drop that in, make sure it works, and then figure out some kind of shape that we can screw on to the car itself. Alright, so we got these 2 cut out right here. We actually did 2 of them, one for the other side when we jump onto that side. But now we're gonna go ahead and soak it in a bucket of water to remove the like paper side of it. So hopefully this will work. If not, it'll be a mess. Alright, so we made a couple of more cardboard templates as you see right here. We got this one for starters, which goes like right here just to kind of trim that out a little bit more. And then we got this one, which is going to start a bunch of more cardboard templates. So basically this will go here. We'll also run some metal around the top real quick just so we can suck this in as well, so we can kind of figure out how everything else is going to line up. But basically we're going to go here, and then a square piece there, and then another flappy piece at the bottom. So basically this will just allow us to merge up to this and have it look good. So basically, let's go ahead, let's cut some of those things out, let's weld the thing on the top, and let's jump right in. Alright, so jumping off that for just a minute, we're going to be jumping back onto this, and as you can see, I started drilling some holes and it snapped. So we're not going to be using acrylic after all. I went ahead and made some out of wood, as well as these two smaller circles, which I'll show you what we're going to use those for later. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's drill the holes, mount the speakers, and then mount the speakers into the car. Let's jump right in. Alright guys, so we went ahead and we finished up that door panel. Now I need to decide if I want to paint that wood trim right there black, or if I want to stain it. I think I'm going to stain it with a dark stain, like a dark walnut or something darker than that, so it just gives it something different other than just the black. That's all right there. But anyways, now we're going to head in. Before we jump onto the driver's door right here, we're going to be jumping onto something that I messed up. So I cut out the overdrive function when I switched the shifter knobs, because the original one has it like this, and then you push the button right here to shift, and then had to overdrive somewhere there. I don't really remember, but basically we're going to be bypassing that. So we're going to be bringing these wires all the way over here, and we're going to install a switch right here just for overdrive. I probably won't need it that often, but if I do, it'll be nice to have. So we're going to just wire these back down. We're going to 3D print something to go right here to adapt this, so it should be pretty simple. Oh, I just dropped my switch. So basically, we're going to jump into Fusion 360 real quick, and we're going to design something for right here and start printing it while we continue. That's going to be a pain to get. Alright guys, so the driver's side should basically be like the passenger side. The only difference is that this thing has some control switches, as you see right here, and those are going to get mounted in just a totally different box up there, which we'll incorporate later on in the video. But for now, we're basically going to go ahead and cut all the parts that we traced using those templates right there. We're going to cut all those out, bend them, and weld them. So basically this side will basically look like that side. But before we do all that, we need to remove the panel so we can remove the speaker right here, and so we can get it ready to get replaced. So let's go ahead and let's just jump right in. Alright guys, so it's a couple of days later. We went ahead and we ordered a switch a couple of days ago, and it came in with Amazon's fast shipping. So basically now we can go ahead and frame these into some kind of metal box. We might just do some kind of like triangle square thing, I don't really know. It'll pop out here and then kind of form into this grip right here, so it'll just control all the switches and or hold all the switches, and it should work pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's jump right in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and temporarily jump off this and onto the steering wheel. Let's go ahead and let's switch it out for the NRG one. Alright, so these door panels are looking pretty good. I think that we're probably going to be done with those for now. But now we need to jump over here and install this vent right here. We ordered some new ones. It's right there. So let's go ahead and remove this bottom piece and we'll install it right there. Alright guys, so now that we got the door panels done and we're basically checking off most of the stuff, we have one more thing to do, and that is to do this center right here. So we're going to take some cardboard and a razor knife and we're going to create a template around here, and then we'll go make it out of wood. So let's go ahead and let's jump right in. Alright guys, so now that we got this all made, it's just self-tapered in there for now. But basically this is the rough idea. We might eventually cut some vents in. Now it's kind of weird. The reason that I didn't cut them in is because it actually wouldn't blow through here at all. So it was really weird. On any setting it wouldn't blow through. If it was cold, hot, whatever, it wouldn't go through. So I was like, what the heck, why would I leave this open if it's not going to blow through? So we're not going to be opening it quite yet, and also because I don't have the vent grills themselves. This whole assembly will probably get replaced eventually by an actual plastic piece, but for now we're going to go ahead and jump into staining these. Now we have the wood here, the little wood there, we of course got that wood there, and then the other one on the other side. So we need to get some stain. I picked out some dark walnut that I think I'm going to be using. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stain this, stain that, and of course, stain over there. Alright guys, so we got the interior done. It's looking really good. I like that stain. It's not too dark, it's not too bright, and doesn't exactly take away from the wood, but it doesn't give it too much either. I really like it, especially on the speakers. This one we need to cut a vent in sometime, but for now it's not even blowing, so we won't worry about that for a while. But the color is looking really good. We may replace the carpet someday. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like as well as a sub, and I'll see you guys in the next video.